Chapter 16 Chapter 2136 Eruption. The match supervisors initially prepared to step in, wanting to halt the battle between Yun Che and Long Huli. However, the moment they noticed that even the gods remained silent, watching from above without interference, they hesitated. Then, one by one, they all stepped back. If even the gods were allowing this to play out, who were they to interfere? Is that Brother Yuan? From the crowd, Meng Jianxi and Meng Jian stood in stunned disbelief. Their eyes widened, their breaths caught. They stared at Yun Che, whose power now far surpassed their own. This wasn't normal. This wasn't possible. Die. Above, the gigantic dragon form of Long Huli coiled back, his massive body twisting through the sky. Flames gathered in his mouth. A roaring sea of destruction, the blazing breath of a divine limited realm being, capable of reducing an entire kingdom to ashes. Then, with a deafening boom, a storm of hellish flames rained down upon Yun Che. Yun Che smiled. As the flames fell upon him, his expression did not change. He did not flinch. He did not dodge. Instead, he simply smiled cruelly, and let the fire consume him. Move, Yuan. From the sidelines, Meng Kongchen watched in horror as Long Huli's devastating fire breath descended upon Yun Che. His mind screamed in disbelief. Everything Yun Che had done today, his monstrous power, his unfathomable abilities, was already so beyond reason that even if he had 100 lives, he wouldn't dare believe it if someone else had told him. And yet, why was his son not moving? Why was Yun Che standing there motionless as the divine limited realm flames shot directly at him? Yuan, Yun Che, both Meng Kongchen and Hua Fachen roared in unison, their voices filled with powerless fury. Despite their overwhelming strength, they could not interfere. They had received an order, and so they could only watch. Boom! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Contents. Dark. The battlefield was swallowed by fire. The arena turned golden, consumed by an endless blaze, flames raging like a sea of destruction. Setting. The heat was unbearable. The spectators instinctively shielded their faces, stepping back as the flames roared through the air. Yet, amidst the raging inferno, a figure remained, unmoving, untouched, unscathed. What? Long Huli's eyes went wide. His dragon heart pounded violently. Then, his voice shook with genuine horror. How could this be? What are you? For the first time in his long existence, fear crept into his very bones. He was a mighty expert at level 1 of the divine limited realm. Yet, standing before him was a mere level 6 divine master, and he was afraid. He shouldn't be afraid. It was impossible. Yet he was. You like to play with fire. Amidst the dissipating flames, Yun Che's voice cut through the air. Then, his body ignited, not with one but with 2 different flames at the same time. That's the Golden Crow flame. And Phoenix flame. High Priest Ling Jian's voice rang out in shock, her expression filled with incomprehensible disbelief. These were 2 of the strongest primal flames in existence, yet they were never meant to coexist. Their fundamental natures rejected each other like fire and ice, like light and darkness. And yet, they burned together on Yun Che's body without resistance. As if they belonged. You think you can hurt me? Long Huli shoved down the fear clawing at his heart. Yes, he had been caught off guard before. Yes, his dragon soul had collapsed under the Azure Dragon's might. But that was because he had been unable to cast his profound energy in time. Now, it was different. Now his body was fully fortified. Even if Yun Che's power rose again, it would be impossible for him to break through his defenses. But despite his bold declaration, his mind could not quiet itself. This boy, this monster, he was only at the Divine Master realm. And yet his power rivaled those in the Divine Extinction realm. What kind of abomination was he? Yun Che said nothing. Not a single word. Instead, the 2 divine flames surged toward each other, colliding, merging. What should have clashed in rejection instead blended seamlessly. transforming into a single crimson inferno. A flame so hot, so unnatural, that even the strongest experts present felt an instinctual fear creep into their bones. That flame spread across Yun Che's body, across the heaven-smithing Devil Slayer blade. The air trembled, the space around them twisted. What is that flame? The gods, the divine sons, the divine daughters. Every single expert and supreme being present cried out in shock. None of them, not a single one, had ever seen such a crimson flame before. Unheard of, unprecedented. What was this power? What was this monster known as Meng Jianyun? Even if you have strange abilities, I am not afraid. Die. Long holy rod, shaking off his fear, forcing his body forward. Boom. His massive form swept downward, his gigantic dragon body moving at speeds that left the very space trembling. The sky cracked apart, unable to contain the sheer force of his physical power. This was his greatest advantage. If he couldn't kill Meng Jianyun with his breath attack, then his body would crush him to dust. Fool. A single, icy word escaped Yun Che's lips. Then, the primordial azure dragon god image above suddenly began to change. Its aura surged, and Yun Che's own draconic aura exploded. The ethereal form of the primordial azure dragon god. It turned real. It was no longer a mere projection, a lingering will of the past. It had come to life. And then, roar. A roar unlike before. A roar that made the entire abyss tremble. The sound alone was capable of crushing souls, shattering defenses, and tearing reality itself apart. Long Holy's soul defenses torn apart. Again. His entire body spasmed uncontrollably. His power collapsed. His proud divine limited realm aura vanished in an instant. Because how could a mere divine limited realm dragon soul compare to the soul of The ancient dragon god? He had no answer, no defense, only terror. In that single instant, Yun Che moved. He left behind myriad afterimages, his speed pushing past all limits. A flash of crimson. A flash of gold, a flash of destruction itself. As he flew forward, his blade now fully enveloped in the terrifying crimson flame, his phoenix blood ignited, his golden crow blood ignited. Boom! His aura exploded, surging to even greater heights. And then, the blade descended. A single, devastating slash. The crimson flames pierced through the dragon's scales. Without resistance. ZSHKKKKKKK. The blade tore through Long Holy's massive dragon arm, slicing clean through his scales, flesh, and bone. The blade did not stop. It continued its path, cutting along the length of his body before emerging out the other side. The dragon's arm was completely severed. A limb belonging to a divine limited realm expert. Gone. Blood gushed out like a flood, drenching the battlefield in a rain of crimson, dying The world in dragon blood. At that very moment, the crimson flames surged. They spread through his body like a living curse, igniting him from within, searing his flesh, burning him alive. Roar. A mournful wail erupted from Long Holy, his agonized roar shaking the sky. Pain. Unbearable pain. It was this pain that finally shocked him back to his senses. With a surge of desperation, he swung his massive tail. Boom! The attack struck Yun Che, sending him flying across the battlefield like a shooting star. Yet, as Long Holy's gaze locked onto Yun Che, a deep sense of horror still clung to his heart. Even now, his own dragon blood refused to obey him. Even though he was a divine limited realm being, his strength felt cut in half. The suppression was too real. Yun Che's asterisk bloodline, his very existence was crushing him at the most fundamental level. Bang! Yun Che's body crashed onto the battle arena floor, shaking the ground beneath him. The onlookers, gods, elders, divine sons, and divine daughters all froze in shock. Yuan. Meng Kongchen's voice thundered across the arena. Brother Yuan. Meng Jianxi and Meng Jians both cried out in alarm, their bodies instinctively moving forward to help. Yet, they were stopped. An irresistible power held them back, preventing anyone from interfering. Ag nnnnn. Raw. Long Huli howled in agony. The crimson flames continued to devour him, consuming his scales, his flesh, his very essence. His soul suppression made it impossible to resist. He couldn't even fully summon his power. And so, the fire raged on. Bit by bit, burning him alive. Is that all you can do? High above, Modai murmured to himself as he continued to watch the battle unfold. His expression remained unreadable, but then, suddenly, his eyes narrowed. Above the battlefield, the primordial azure dragon god's presence suddenly collapsed. The ethereal form that had dominated the skies vanished, fading like mist. And in that very moment, the opportunity arrived. Freed from the suffocating suppression of the ancient dragon's soul, Huli's body erupted with the full might of a divine limited realm expert. Boom! With a surge of power, he finally extinguished the flames devouring his body. The massive dragon landed heavily on the battle arena floor, his breath ragged, his body burned and scarred. His bloodshot eyes flickered with madness. The loss of an arm was nothing to someone of his level. But to lose an arm to a mere divine master, that was a disgrace he could never erase. With a furious roar, Long Huli lunged forward. He unleashed every ounce of power he had left, his remaining claw poised to tear Yun Che to pieces. His focus was singular. Kill this damn monster named Meng Jianyung. His rage blinded him to everything else. Even though Yun Che's dragon bloodline was still suppressing some of his strength, it no longer mattered. Because this time, he was attacking at full power. Yet, just as he closed in on Yun Che, just as his claws reached forward to shred him apart, boom! A devastating force, one much stronger than his own, slammed into his body. The impact was instantaneous. The sheer power behind it far exceeded his own. Huli's entire body convulsed. His claws halted in midair. His mind barely registered what had just happened. God Ash. Yun Che, his body drenched in blood, barely stood after being struck by Long Huli's tail attack. His injuries were severe, but he didn't care, because now, his hatred had reached its peak. And it overflowed. Many times before, whenever Yun Che unleashed God Ash, he had always paid a price, a sacrifice. But not this time. With his cultivation having increased to new heights, he no longer needed to burn external power sources to activate it. Even if it was only for a few seconds, it was enough. Boom! A bloody red aura exploded from Yun Che's body, engulfing Long Huli in its wake. At the same time, the crimson flames on the heaven-smithing Devil Slayer blade flared even brighter, heat warping the air itself. Then, for the first time ever, Yun Che infused his draconic aura into his sword. The fusion of dragon might, God Ash, and the primordial flames. A force that no one had ever witnessed before. With extreme mirage lightning and moon-splitting cascade, Yun Che's body blurred. A streak of afterimages, lightning cracking through the air like a divine judgment. And then, he appeared in front of Long Huli. Instantly, boom, ZSKKKKKKK. Crack. With a single, decisive swing, the blade cleaved through Long Huli's body. Cleanly, effortlessly, with the crimson flames devouring his flesh, the massive dragon was split in half. His two severed body parts were sent flying, crashing into the battle arena with earth shattering force. Boom, boom. The impact shook the ground, forming two massive craters where his body parts landed. Then, the dragon's blood erupted. A violent explosion of crimson. The entire battlefield was drenched in red. The mighty dragon body of a divine limited realm powerhouse, the spine tougher than divine steel, was cut in half by Yun Che, a roar that faded into silence. Roar. The dragon's agonized wail echoed across the battlefield. Yet, with every passing second, that roar became softer and softer, until it was no more. Until its sight faded. Until its eyes lost all color. Until it saw the world no longer. Yun Che stood amidst the carnage, his entire body drenched in dragon blood. A deep, Dry red covered him from head to toe. Yet, the madness within him did not cease. His rage still burned. His hatred did not fade. But then, the heretic god's power receded. God Ash closed. His body, though his will remained strong, felt immense exhaustion crashing over him. His limbs grew heavy. His breath became ragged. Bang! The heaven-smithing devil slayer blade stabbed deep into the ground. Yun-Che leaned on it, using it as his only support to remain standing. Yet, despite his weakened state, his voice carried absolute dominance. "Bring me Long 11. His cold, merciless words rang out across the battlefield. Like a death decree, like an order that could not be refused. It was only then that everyone came back to their senses. They hadn't even reacted yet to the fact that Long Huli, an elder of the Dragon Clan, a divine limited realm powerhouse, was dead, slain by a divine master. Many among the crowd felt their knees go weak, their bodies shaking uncontrollably as they stared at Yun-Che. Because, even though his aura clearly belonged to the divine master realm, its density was beyond comprehension, comparable to a divine extinction realm cultivator. And earlier, for that brief, terrifying moment, his explosive power had even touched the divine limited realm. This wasn't just unheard of. This was impossible. And yet, they had all witnessed it with their own eyes. Even though Pure Land was a gathering place for supreme powerhouses, even though many present were stronger than Long Huli, who was merely at the first level of the divine limited realm, none of them could claim they could kill him so easily. Even if they were in the same realm, even if they outmatched him in cultivation, slaying a divine limited realm expert was no simple feat, much less for a mere divine master at level 6. What did they just witness? All they could do was stare at the bloody battlefield, at the corpse of the fallen dragon, at him, at Yun-Che, a devil, a god, a monster. No, there was nothing in existence that could compare to him, because he was something else entirely. Yun-Che, brother Yuan. Their voices trembled, barely above a whisper. Shock, disbelief, awe, gasps and murmurs filled the air, but none of them could fully process what had just happened. Not a single person had expected such an outcome today. The entire Pure Land had assembled due to the commotion. The strongest experts, the divine sons, the divine daughters, the guardians, the Pure Land enforcers. They had all arrived. And now, they all stood still, frozen, silent, because what they had just witnessed shook them to their very core. Huli, Chua, the Dragon Lord trembled. His rage consumed him like a burning inferno. The explosive energy from Yun-Che's battle with Huli had likely already turned his beloved son into nothing but a bloody paste. And now, without his son, without his heir, what was left of the ancestral Dragon God clan? What was left for him? While everyone was still frozen in shock, unable to process the carnage before them, the Dragon Lord erupted. His aura exploded with terrifying might. The full, overwhelming power of a peak divine limited realm expert. Boom! The battlefield shook violently, cracks spreading across the arena floor as his power surged unchecked. The rage of a father, the fury of a ruler, the despair of a man who had lost everything, all of it fused into one devastating charge. Like an unstoppable calamity, he lunged forward, his killing intent locked onto Yun-Che. This time he wasn't just attacking. He was going to erase Yun-Che from existence. Chapter 17 Chapter 2137, Crushed. The title of Dragon Lord was not merely a position of authority. It was a sacred title, a name that signified the absolute ruler of the ancestral dragon race. It was the pinnacle of power, the symbol of supremacy, the embodiment of the strongest dragon bloodline. Millions of years ago, during the gods and devils era, the strongest true god beneath the creation gods and devil emperors was none other than the true god of the dragon god race. Even though countless years had passed, even though the peak power of the world had settled at the true god realm, The dragon race remained unshaken. They were, without question, the strongest existence beneath the true gods. In this era, the current Dragon Lord had not yet stepped into the true god realm. But he was only a breath away. If Hua Kangying, the sword fairy, was the strongest and the true god among the human race, then the Dragon Lord was, without a doubt, the strongest among all beasts beneath the true gods. A legendary existence, an unstoppable force. And now that force had been pushed beyond reason by rage and despair. In the moment when everyone was still in shock over Meng Jianyuan's impossible feat slaying a divine limited realm powerhouse while still at the divine master realm, a brief lapse in awareness overtook the battlefield. And in that instant, before anyone could react, the Dragon Lord erupted with power. A terrifying force exploded outward, sending everything and everyone nearby flying in different directions. Ugh! Screams of profound practitioners filled the air as those weaker were crushed by the shockwave, their bones snapping as they were thrown like rag dolls. Die! With a roar filled with boundless fury, the Dragon Lord surged forward, his unstoppable figure crashing toward Yun Che, who stood at the very center of everyone's attention. Maybe it was due to the shocked and unfocused minds of everyone present, but in that brief moment of chaos, the barriers that had been keeping everyone away from the battle arena shattered one after another under the sheer force of the Dragon Lord's power. Shit! Hua Fachan and Meng Kongchen erupted with power, their aura blasting away anyone too close as they rushed forward in pursuit of the Dragon Lord. But it was too late. The distance between the Dragon Lord and Yun Che was already too short, and with his unfathomable speed, he had already reached Yun Che before Yun Che could even react. Raw! The Dragon Lord, driven completely mad by rage, transformed his hand into a massive dragon claw and swung down at Yun Che with the full force of his power. Even before the attack landed, the destructive might it carried shredded the surrounding space into an endless vacuum of nothingness. Hua Fachan and Meng Kongchen, both true gods, felt a horrifying chill creep into their souls as they internally screamed they couldn't make it in time. Boom! A cataclysmic impact erupted. Raw! Una! Meng Kongchen roared with all his might, his heart twisting in agony. The spot where Yun Che had been standing just moments ago was no longer there. Nothing remained. No blood. No body! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! Contents. D. Dark. Setting. No trace of Yun Che at all. Only a massive crater of destruction, where the Dragon Lord's overwhelming power had reduced everything to absolute nothingness. App. Una. Meng Kongchen's body trembled, his eyes widened, and his voice turned hoarse as he stood frozen in place. Yun Che. At the same time, Hua Fachan's voice rang out, his shout intertwining with Meng Kongchen's desperate call. But it was too late. They had arrived too late. They couldn't save him. Brother Yuan. By now, the various divine children, elders, and spectators had recovered from their initial shock, only to be thrust into an even greater one. There was nothing left of where Yun Che had once stood. No trace of his existence. No sign of his survival. Una. Meng Kongchen's voice shifted. From shock, to horror, to unimaginable, burning rage all within the span of a few breaths. Before Hua Fachan could react, before he could even speak. Boom! An explosive force erupted from Meng Kongchen's body, a full-powered release of a true god. The sheer might of it sent Hua Fachan flying backward, forcing him to stabilize himself as space shattered from the impact. Meng Kongchen's rage ascended to the heavens, his aura tearing through reality as the air itself cracked apart. A true god's fury, the pinnacle existence in the abyss. Even though it was known that the divine kingdom's true gods could not compare to the Pure Land's ancient true gods. A true god was still a true god. And their wrath alone could easily break the world. Various true gods reacted instantly, their instincts sharp and absolute. One after another, they conjured powerful barriers, layering them over each other to shield the weaker profound practitioners from the catastrophic force of a true god's rage. It didn't matter whether they were from the divine kingdoms or the ancient true gods of the Pure Land. At this moment, they all unleashed their power to contain the destruction within the battle arena. Even though the weaker cultivators could only feel a terrifying power explode, they quickly sensed how it was restrained. Still, even with it contained, their hairs stood on end, their souls trembled. That brief moment, that single instance where the true god's fury surged unchecked. If it hadn't been contained, they would all be dead. Shock spread like wildfire among the gathered crowd as they flew outwards far from the destruction. Yet, among them, those from the Dreamweaver divine kingdom who were familiar with their lord's power felt an even deeper disturbance. To the average divine extinction or divine limited realm cultivator, the battle of true gods was beyond their sight. Even those at the peak of the divine limited realm could only make out blurry, shifting shadows. To them, it wasn't a fight. It was a calamity unfolding beyond mortal perception. Boom! The ground ruptured. The sky cracked. Meng Kongchen, his rage reaching its peak, his divine might unleashed, erupted with a power that shook the heavens themselves. Die! His voice thundered like divine judgment, his explosive energy warping the very fabric of space. Before Meng Kongchen even reached the Dragon Lord, his eyes had already turned grey, signaling the unleashing of the strongest soul technique of the Meng clan. The Dragon Lord's gaze dulled instantly. For a brief moment, a sweet, dreamlike illusion flashed before him, a moment of peace. But the Dragon Lord had already resolved himself to die when he chose to kill Yun Che. His mind was prepared. The instant the soul attack struck, his dragon soul expanded to its absolute limit. And with sheer, unyielding will, he shattered the dream. Bang! The illusion collapsed into nothingness. But that single moment of distraction was all it took. Before he could even activate his dragon transformation, before his body could adapt to battle form, a colossal hammer materialized out of nowhere and smashed directly into his chest. Boom! Raw! The Dragon Lord wailed in agony as he was sent flying across the battlefield, a spray of dragon blood painting the air in deep crimson. Dreamless hammer. Hua Fachen's eyes sharpened as he instantly recognized the weapon Meng Kongchen had just summoned. Unlike conventional divine weapons, the Dreamless hammer had no sharp edges, no blade, no piercing tip. To most people, it was an odd choice of weapon for a battlefield. But to Hua Fachen, who truly understood Meng Kongchen, he knew this weapon was the perfect match for Meng Kongchen's fighting style. Meng Kongchen was called the Dreamless Divine Regent, but not because of his clan's dream-based techniques. Rather, it was because of his battle style. Anyone who ever fought him would be knocked out cold. No dream, no nightmare, just pure unconsciousness. That was why no one who had fought him ever remembered their defeat. Beyond that, the Dreamless hammer was also one of the most feared torture weapons in existence. Unlike weapons that ended a life with a single strike, this weapon would not kill instantly, but it would break every bone in your body, bit by bit, until nothing remained intact. With Meng Kongchen's overwhelming hatred, there was no doubt he would torture the Dragon Lord to death. Raw. Amidst the sea of blood, the Dragon Lord roared, his body expanding, his form twisting, as he fully transformed into a colossal dragon. His aura erupted, pushing his soul and body to their absolute limit. Even as his flesh burned, his wounds deepened, his power surged. This was his final stand. Raw. The Dragon Lord unleashed his soul power, his titanic will bearing down on Meng Kongchen, targeting him directly. If his body was no match for a true god, then he would strike at the soul. A divine limited realm being at his peak, pouring everything he had left into an attack that could crush the souls of lesser beings. But how could a true god be moved by such an attack? Much less a true god whose fury had reached the heavens themselves. Shattered. A cold, emotionless whisper rang through the battlefield. In the next instant, crack, the Dragon Lord's soul attack shattered like fragile glass, obliterated without resistance. A divine limited realm soul, no matter how strong, could never compare to the might of a true god. much less one who had been pushed into absolute fury. Bang! High in the sky, the Dragon Lord spasmed violently, his eyes widening as blood gushed from his mouth. The impact of his shattered soul rebounded into his own body, inflicting agonizing damage even greater than before. Yet, even as his insides ruptured, as his body teetered on the brink of destruction, the madness in his eyes did not fade. Just like Meng Qongchen, he had already resigned himself to death. So what if he died today? So what if he dragged his entire race down with him? He did not care. Raw, the Dragon Lord unleashed his draconic flame, a breath of pure annihilation that melted away space itself as it surged forward. This was not like Long Huli's fire, this was many times stronger. This was the pinnacle of dragon flames. A flame capable of turning mountains into nothingness. A flame capable of reducing even the strongest of beings to ash. And it rushed straight toward Meng Qongchen. The impact swallowed him whole. A wave of golden red destruction erupted, consuming everything in its path. Qongchen, Hua Fuchen and various gods reacted instantly, their voices filled with alarm. With the speed of a true god, Meng Qongchen could have dodged it easily. Yet, he did not even try. Because he simply didn't want to. The Dragon Lord's rage boiled over as the flames continued to burn. But then, a figure emerged from within the fire, walking straight through the dragon's breath. Completely engulfed in flames, yet unfazed. Meng Qongchen grinned through the inferno. His body burned, but his battle intent soared. He raised his battle hammer, and in an instant, it expanded. The hammer's size grew to monstrous proportions, surpassing even the Dragon Lord's enormous body in sheer length and weight. Fucking lizard. With a single, earth-sundering motion, Meng Qongchen swung his hammer downward with full force. Space twisted. The air shattered. Everything in its path ceased to exist. BO000000000MMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMmmmm. The impact sent the Dragon Lord plummeting downward, his massive body crashing into the battle arena with unimaginable force. The earth split apart, forming a deep crater, the ground of the pure land itself fractured beneath the weight of destruction. A cloud of dust and debris erupted into the air, covering the battlefield in absolute devastation. Z's. The flames surrounding Meng Qongchen finally died out as the Dragon Lord lost control of his power. What was revealed beneath the dying embers was Meng Qongchen's body burned in multiple places. Yet he did not spare even a glance at his own wounds. He did not care. This was the battle at the pinnacle of the world. The power of a true god. Even though it took many words to describe, everything had transpired in less than the span of a single breath. Ugh! A low groan escaped from within the deep pit of destruction. Then, crack, boom, the Dragon Lord's humanoid form shot out from the crater, his body battered, broken, and bloodied. His feet barely found balance as he landed on the fragmented battlefield once more. Cough, cough, puke. He coughed violently, a torrent of dragon blood spewing from his mouth, forming deep crimson pools around him. His once majestic form was now a wreck, his breath shallow, his body trembling under its own weight. Bang! A loud impact rang through the arena. Cracked. Ugh! Meng Qongchen had landed directly onto the Dragon Lord's back, his foot stomping down with enough force to nearly snap his spine. My lord! The dragons watching from the sidelines cried out in panic and desperation. Yet, despite their cries, they could do nothing. The entire battle had unfolded beyond their ability to follow. All they had seen was a blur of destruction. And when their sight caught up, their lord, the proud Dragon Lord, was now coughing blood on the ground, crushed beneath Meng Qongchen's foot. Dead, we're dead. Many young dragons' legs gave out as they stared at the scene unfolding before them. Wait, the Dragon Lord attempted to speak, realizing too late the vast chasm between his strength and that of a true god. He had believed that, despite not reaching the true god level, his formidable dragon body would allow him to contend with one. Now, He understood the difference was as vast as heaven and earth, he stood no chance. But Meng Kongchen, consumed by fury, gave him no time. Bang! Crack! Meng Kongchen stomped on the Dragon Lord's back repeatedly, sending blood spraying from his body. He cared not for the bloodshed, his sole desire was to torture the Dragon Lord to death. Raw! The Dragon Lord could only wail in pain as he felt many of his bones breaking. Stop! Stop! The ancestral Dragon Clan elders pleaded for mercy toward the enraged Meng Kongchen, but he remained unmoved by their pleas. Ugh! The Dragon Lord's voice grew weaker and weaker. Seeing this, the Dragon Elders turned their heads to the High Priests, kneeling and begging for their intervention. Yet, the High Priests remained unmoved. The Dragon Lord life aura was getting weaker and weaker, and as his life was almost fade. A voice suddenly rang. Calm down. A calm, authoritative voice cut through the tension. An old man appeared before Meng Kongchen, his presence alone halting the crazed troop. God in his tracks. Meng Kongchen's entire body froze, locked in place by an unfathomable force despite his overwhelming strength as a true god. It was as if the very world itself had seized him. The newcomer was Mo Dai. With a simple motion, he curled his finger inward. Then, with the lightest flick, boom, Meng Kongchen's body was sent flying, crashing violently into the arena floor. The entire battlefield trembled, the once sturdy ground shattering apart as his bloodied body struck the earth. A true god, thrown aside with just one finger. The moment his power was displayed, the divine regents and high priests reacted instantly. Bowing low, we, your subjects, greet your majesty, the abyssal monarch. Their voices, filled with absolute reverence, shook the air. The entire crowd, hearing their words, immediately followed suit, dropping to their knees without hesitation. We greet your majesty, the abyssal monarch. Their collective voices rang out in unison, trembling with respect and fear. It mattered not that the man standing before them bore the face of Mo Dai, an elderly figure they all knew. If the gods themselves called him the abyssal monarch, then there was no doubt. He was the abyssal monarch. Beside him, two figures stood. One heavily injured, his entire body drenched in blood. The other almost completely unscathed, his face unreadable. They were Long Wangchu and Yun Che. Chapter 18 Chapter 2138, Sins. Chua. The Dragon Lord's vision blurred, his weakened body barely clinging to life, yet he could still recognize the aura of his son, the son he had thought was dead. Father. Long Wangchu rushed forward, ignoring his own injuries as he poured all of his power into his father, desperately trying to keep him alive. Lord. The elders of the ancestral dragon clan moved instantly, their expressions filled with worry and urgency. Before anything else, they first knelt before the abyssal monarch in deep reverence, then hurriedly surrounded their fallen lord, offering their aid. UNA. From the ruined battlefield, Meng Kongchen surged forward, his speed unstoppable as he reached Yun Che. Without hesitation, he held Yun Che tightly, as if afraid he would lose him again. Brother Yuan. Yun Che. From a distance, figures from the Dreamweaver Divine Kingdom and the Heavenbreaker Kingdom rushed over. Their movements were swift but respectful, first lowering themselves into deep bows before the abyssal monarch, then immediately turning to check on Yun Che. Seeing that he was completely unharmed, their collective breaths eased in relief. Father, everyone. Yun Che could feel Meng Kongchen's warmth, the tight embrace holding onto him as if refusing to ever let go. A single tear slipped down Meng Kongchen's face, the weight of his emotions overwhelming after almost losing Yun Che once again. Deep inside Yun Che's heart, something he had suppressed time and time again, the warmth of family, love, and belonging began to stir. It spread across his very soul, threatening to break past the walls he had built around himself. But once more, he forced it back. He refused to let it in. From the edge of the arena to the countless spectators watching from afar, not a single word was spoken. The silence was unnatural, heavy, and filled with unspoken realizations. It had become clear the abyssal monarch had saved both Yun Che and Long Wangchu from the very start. Yet, he had stood by and allowed Meng Kongchen to brutalize the Dragon Lord, nearly killing him, before stepping in. There was no doubt. This was intentional. There was something more at play. Snap! A sudden, crisp sound echoed through the air. In an instant, everyone found themselves transported. The battlefield vanished, and they were now seated in a vast, ancient arena. It was the same arena from when they had first arrived in Pure Land. Their positions were exactly as before. At the highest seat, the abyssal monarch sat unmoving. Below him, the four high priests remained silent, their expressions unreadable. Further down, the divine regents, divine children, and elders of various clans were seated exactly as they had been before. Yet, there was one difference. A young woman lay beside the abyssal monarch. Her face was pale, her aura weak, but her breathing was stable. She was deep in sleep, her body having suffered great damage, leaving her with no strength to wake. Still, she was alive. Her chest rose and fell faintly, a clear sign that she was safe. Long Shi. Gasps of shock and disbelief rippled through the crowd. Many people's eyes widened in recognition. The prodigy of the ancestral dragon clan. The most talented among her people. Yet, because of what had happened between her and Hua Keli, everything had descended into chaos. A sharp, grinding sound filled the silence. It was Hua Kangying, her teeth clenched so tightly it threatened to shatter. Despite all the chaos that had unfolded, she had never left Hua Keli's side. Even now, as they were suddenly transported, she remained by her unconscious niece, unwilling to leave her even for a second. Hua Keli's aura was much more stable now. It seemed she would wake up very soon. Meanwhile, Yun Che, still seated beside Meng Kongchen, never once took his eyes off the young woman floating beside the abyssal monarch. His heart clenched. His soul trembled. Pain, guilt, a storm of emotions swirled within him as he looked at her, yet he forced himself to remain silent. Whatever will come, will come. A single thought echoed in his mind. The air was thick with tension. Everyone sat in absolute silence, waiting for the abyssal monarch to speak. Do you know why His Majesty allowed Dreamless to do what he did? The sudden voice of the chief priest shattered the heavy silence, drawing all attention toward him. The gathered divine regents, elders, and profound practitioners shifted uncomfortably, their minds racing to find an answer. Countless thoughts swirled through their heads, but none seemed to piece together the full truth. Some hesitated, their confusion evident. Your subjects truly do not know. Multiple voices rose in unison, echoing the collective bewilderment of both the ancestral dragon clan and the divine kingdoms alike. No one could understand why the abyssal monarch had made such a decision. If he had long since saved both Long Wangchu and Meng Jianyong, why had he still allowed Meng Kongchen to brutalize the Dragon Lord, nearly to the point of death? If he had the power to prevent it, why had he chosen not to? No matter how many reasons they tried to come up with, none provided a satisfactory answer. And then, because they have sinned, the chief priest's voice rang out, cold and absolute. As chief priest answer, the monarch's once aged appearance seemed to ripple like an illusion, and in an instant, his face transformed into that of a young man, his aura imposing and divine. His eyes, now sharp and merciless, swept over the members of the ancestral dragon clan, freezing them in place. In that moment, every dragon present felt their blood turn cold. Everyone's eyes widened, their expressions shifting in shock as they processed the abyssal monarch's words. His answer had caught all of them off guard. Everyone here should know that before the abyss existed, I and the high priests were all gods from the eternal Pure Land, the monarch declared, his voice calm yet carrying an undeniable weight. The crowd fell into complete silence, their attention locked onto him, their curiosity reaching its peak. Before that, I held a very high position in the God clan. The monarch's words sent another ripple of disbelief through the gathered audience. I have known many gods during that time. Quote exclamation mark 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 quote. Though everyone present knew about the origins of the abyss, no one had ever truly known the past of their monarch. To them, the abyssal monarch had always been the abyssal monarch, an existence that had ruled since the beginning of their world. But now, for the first time ever, he was revealing his past. And then, and one of the gods I knew, was this young lady's mother. His gaze shifted toward Long Shi, whose condition remained stable under his power. The entire room trembled with the weight of his words. A collective shockwave of realization spread across the arena. The dragons, in particular, felt a cold chill crawl down their spines. Sweat began pouring down their faces, their bodies stiff with terror as their minds repeated the revelation over and over. God, true God. Long Zai's mother is a true God. The chief priest's gaze grew cold, mirroring the expressions of the other high priests as they turned their piercing eyes toward the dragons. The monarch's cold eyes also turned toward them. The weight of their collective scrutiny bore down like an unshakable mountain, sending a suffocating chill through the air. Every dragon present felt their knees weaken as the truth set in, their minds struggling to process the full extent of what had just been revealed. The oppressive silence only deepened the sense of dread settling over them. And she isn't just any true god, the chief priest added, his voice cutting through the silence like a blade. This young lady's mother is the only daughter of the primordial Azure dragon god, the true ancestor of the dragon race. A deafening wave of disbelief crashed over the room. The impact of those words was immeasurable. Even the Dragon Lord, who had been silently focusing on healing his grievous injuries, trembled violently, his body betraying the sheer shock and fear rising from the depths of his soul. Everything he had learned today had already been too much to comprehend, but this truth shattered everything he had believed. If Long Zai's mother was truly the only daughter of their dragon race's ancestor, then that meant Long Shi was royalty. She was the rightful princess of the dragon race. Yet, the way he had treated her. A cold sweat broke out across the dragon lord's body, an icy dread creeping through his very bones. It was not only him, the other elder dragons, the ones who had known about how Long Shi had been treated behind closed doors, felt the same suffocating terror seize their hearts. Their thoughts raced in chaotic fear. Now, standing in the presence of the abyssal monarch and the high priests, with their piercing gazes bearing down on them, they could no longer run from the truth. They had wronged the daughter of their ancestor. And no sin was greater than that. So, Dragon Lord, do you understand your sin? The moment those words fell, all eyes turned toward the Dragon Lord. For as long as anyone could remember, the Dragon Lord had valued Long Shi greatly. He had treated her with love and care, raising her as if she were his own child. That was what everyone had believed, but had always been portrayed to the world. Yet now, with everything that had come to light, it was clear that something far more sinister had been going on beneath the surface. The revelation of her true heritage was already overwhelming, but what made it worse, what sent chills down everyone's spine, was her current state. During her fight with Huakeli, Long Shi had suffered barely any injuries. She had stood strong, almost unharmed. But now, the Long Shi that appeared before them was a wreck. Her aura was weak, her cultivation unstable, and had it not been for the monarch's intervention, she might have already died. What had happened to her? If she had not been injured during the battle, then that meant something had happened afterward. Something that had left her in such a crippled state that even her powerful dragon heritage could barely sustain her life. A dark realization settled over the gathered crowd. After a long, painful silence, the Dragon Lord finally spoke, his voice hoarse, heavy with an inescapable weight. "I do, Your Majesty." His words were slow, each syllable dragging as if forcing them out tore at his soul. A true sin, an unforgivable betrayal, a crime that could never be redeemed. The moment the truth had been spoken, he could no longer deny it. He had committed the gravest sin a dragon could ever commit. He had drawn blood essence from their own princess. Not just any dragon. San. Contents. Dark. 69. Setting. App. Not just any prodigy, but the sole descendant of their race's true ancestor. He, the Dragon Lord, had betrayed his entire race. All the elders of the Dragon God clan who had known the truth stood frozen in place. Their mouths opened and closed, yet no words came out. The reality of the situation had struck them like a hammer to the soul. It was clear that the abyssal monarch had yet to reveal everything to the crowd, but at this point, it was only a matter of time. Sooner or later, everyone would come to understand the source of the ancestral dragon god blood essence, and when the truth finally came to light, the disgrace of the Dragon God clan would be irreversible. Standing beside his father, Long Wanchu felt his entire world crumble around him. His mind raced, piecing together one truth after another, and each realization sent shockwaves through his soul. Even though his cultivation was lacking compared to the other divine sons, his intelligence was not. Long ago, he had been told by his father and the elders that they had stumbled upon a great quantity of ancestral dragon god blood by pure accident. As a junior, he had never thought to question it. It had been an invaluable blessing, one that had elevated him above his peers, one that had shaped his very future. But now, he knew the truth. It had never been an accident. It had never been fate. Every ounce of progress he had ever made, every bit of talent he had ever shown, the very foundation of his cultivation, all of it, everything, was because of Long Shi. She had been bled dry so that he could thrive. A hollow laugh escaped his lips. Ha ha, it was self-mocking, bitter, hollow, disgusting. No wonder the monarch and the high priests were furious. If they had known Long Zai's mother, or worse if they had been friends with her in the past era, then seeing her daughter drained of her very blood essence would be beyond rage-inducing. This wasn't just a crime. This wasn't just a betrayal. They had touched the very bloodline of their ancestor. They had destroyed the last true descendant of the primordial Azure dragon god. Long Wanchu's shoulders trembled as he let out another bitter, broken laugh. Ha ha ha, there was no redemption from this. None at all. The atmosphere grew heavy and solemn as the full weight of realization settled upon everyone present. The truth was undeniable, and the sheer gravity of what had been done was suffocating. For those with higher cultivation, their perception and divine sight made the horrifying reality even clearer. The gods had already seen it. Long Zai's blood essence had been drained almost entirely. Even if she were to recover physically, her talent would never be the same again. The boundless potential she once carried, the limitless future she could have had, all of it had been ripped away. Even if she spent her entire life cultivating, she might never progress beyond divine extinction realm level 1. What should have been a future bathed in glory had been shattered before it could even begin. And the most devastating part, the dragon race, a lineage that had already been declining for millions of years, had been granted a miracle. Their dragon lord, despite his status, had only reached the peak of divine limited realm, a mere shadow of what their ancestors once were. The heavens had taken pity on them, bestowing upon them a new hope, a chance to reclaim their lost strength, a future they could build upon. Yet, they destroyed it with their own hands. They had not just squandered their chance, they had annihilated it. Your Majesty, do you know where Long Zai's mother is? A sudden voice broke the heavy silence, startling everyone from their thoughts. What shocked them even more was who had spoken. Hua Kaylee had awakened. In truth, she had regained consciousness shortly after being teleported here, but she had remained silent until now, listening, absorbing everything. It was only in this moment that she chose to make herself known. Exclamation mark, 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 exclamation mark. Kaylee. A wave of joy and relief swept through the heaven-breaker divine kingdom. The divine regent, Hua Kangying, and every elder and disciple present rushed to check on her. Their tense expressions softened as they confirmed her condition. I'm okay, Daddy, Auntie, I'm okay. Her bright, steady gaze met their worried ones as she reassured them. But even as she spoke to them, her eyes subtly shifted toward Yoon-chae. He hadn't looked at her even once. His entire attention remained fixed on the scar-faced dragon girl beside the abyssal monarch. Hua Kaylee said nothing, but her heart did not waver. She had seen a long dream, one that had shown her many things. And now that she had found the answer within that dream, she would bear everything. No matter the cost, no matter what the future held, she had already made her choice. Her voice rang out again, unwavering. Your Majesty, do you know where Long Zai's mother is? The abyssal monarch's response was brief but absolute. I do not. Then, with a slight shift in his gaze, his next words drew the attention of every soul in the ancient hall. Perhaps it would be best if you asked him. The moment he spoke, his sharp, knowing eyes locked onto Yoon-chae. In that instant, the weight of every gaze followed. All eyes turned to Yoon-chae. Chapter 19, Chapter 2139, Truths and Lies. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Exclamation mark, 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 exclamation mark. The moment the abyssal monarch spoke, everyone's gaze instinctively followed his line of sight and all eyes landed on Yoon-chae. A wave of shock rippled through the arena. Surprise turned into confusion, then disbelief. What was going on? Why had the abyssal monarch pointed them toward Yoon-chae when asked about Long Zai's mother? Meng Jiang's mind raced. His past interactions with Yoon-chae flashed through his thoughts, and suddenly, a realization struck him. Back then, Yoon-chae had asked about the scarred-faced dragon girl. At the time, it had seemed like simple curiosity. It had seemed like Yoon-chae had some interest in her, but nothing more. But now, it was clear there was more to the story. As murmurs and speculation spread among the gathered crowd, Yoon-chae, who had been under everyone's intense scrutiny, suddenly stood up. Without a word, without even acknowledging the question posed to him, he began walking forward. His steps were slow but deliberate, each one drawing more attention, yet his expression remained distant and unreadable. He did not offer a response to the abyssal monarch's inquiry, nor did he acknowledge the countless gazes piercing into him. This was an act of blatant disrespect. The abyssal monarch had spoken, yet Yoon-chae ignored him completely. If it had been anyone else, they would have immediately answered or at the very least shown proper deference. But Yoon-chae simply walked forward, as if no one else existed in this vast arena, as if only he and the girl before him mattered. The tension in the air grew thicker. What was he doing? Step by step, Yoon-chae moved closer and closer until he finally reached the scarred-faced dragon girl lying motionless before the monarch. His usually calm and composed expression wavered. His heart clenched, a deep pain twisting through his soul as he stood before her. Then, for the first time since he stepped forward, he spoke. Your Majesty, may I? His voice was hoarse, filled with emotions even he could not suppress. His gaze never left Long-shi, the weight of his feelings evident in his eyes. A small smile tugged at the abyssal monarch's lips. Without a word, he gently lifted Long-shi with his power, guiding her fragile form before Yoon-chae. His approval was simple, but there was an unmistakable sense of acknowledgement in his tone. If the one who had inherited his elder brother's legacy did not even have the backbone to claim what was his, then that would have been far more disappointing. By now, everyone in the arena was well aware of Yoon-chae's, Meng Jianyuan's, relationship with Hua Kaylee. Many had already begun to anticipate a bloody feud between Yoon-chae and Long-shi, assuming that hatred and vengeance would dictate the next course of action. Yet what happened next left them utterly speechless. Without hesitation, Yoon-chae gently wrapped Long-shi in his power, his movements deliberate and filled with care. I'm sorry, Zaya. His voice was soft, his tone gentle, carrying undeniable sorrow. Contents. Then light profound energy erupted from his body. A warm, Radiant glow engulfed Long Shi as the pure, divine energy began mending her shattered body. Dark. The stunned silence was deafening. Yun Che, setting. Hua Kengying and Hua Fachan almost jumped to their feet, their eyes filled with confusion and disbelief. This wasn't what they had expected, this wasn't what anyone had expected. Yet among the chaos, Hua Keli simply smiled. Without hesitation, she walked toward Yun Che, her expression serene, as if she had already foreseen this moment. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Across the arena, Meng Kongchen, despite his godly physique, had already begun recovering from his wounds. His body, once burned and battered, was slowly regenerating, yet he paid no attention to his own healing. Instead, his gaze remained fixed on Yun Che. His son, his own flesh and blood, was now holding in his arms the very woman who should have been his mortal enemy. And beside him his future daughter-in-law, Hua Keli, had just sat down quietly at Yun Che's side, as if accepting the situation without hesitation. What is going on? Meng Kongchen's mind spun with disbelief. What was he witnessing? What was this insanity unfolding before his eyes? Yun Che remained silent, countless thoughts flashing through his mind. He had already formed a rough idea of what had transpired between Hua Keli and Long Shi during their match. Though it had been a mere suspicion before, after everything that had happened, he was now certain. However, despite his understanding, Hua Keli's reaction still deeply unsettled him. But no matter what turmoil brewed within him, he did not stop. He continued to channel his light profound energy, allowing its gentle yet powerful radiance to nurture Long Zai's shattered body, repairing the damage that had nearly pushed her to the brink of death. Then, a voice broke through his thoughts. Brother Yun, will she be okay? Hua Keli's voice was soft, steady, yet filled with concern. For the enemy who had nearly taken her life. For the woman whom everyone assumed she would hate. The moment her words echoed through the arena, disbelief spread across the faces of those listening. What was happening? Why did it sound like Hua Keli and Long Shi were friends? This was not how things were supposed to be. Yun Che did not immediately answer. His hands remained steady, though a subtle tremor ran through them as his emotions continued to churn in turmoil. Finally, he spoke, his voice low and heavy with an honesty that carried undeniable pain. Even with my light profound energy, I can heal her wounded body and help restore some of her lost blood essence. His fingers curled slightly, the light glowing brighter as he continued his treatment. But it will take thousands of years before she truly recovers. The weight of his words settled heavily upon the room. He was saving her life. But the price she had paid could never be undone. Yun Che's hand trembled, his heart aching with a pain far deeper than words could express. What is happening? A wave of shocked murmurs and staggered gasps rippled through the ancient hall, the air thick with confusion and disbelief. The divine regents, elders, and profound practitioners whispered among themselves, struggling to process the bizarre turn of events unfolding before them. Keli, Hua Fachan and Hua Kengying's faces darkened with confusion as they stared at Hua Keli. Out of everyone present, her reaction was the most unfathomable. Not only had she not shown any resentment toward the very person who had severely wounded her, but now she seemed genuinely concerned for Long Zai's well-being. This went against all logic. Where was the hatred? Where was the rivalry that should have existed between them? What exactly was going on? Then, Hua Keli finally spoke. Her voice was calm, unwavering, carrying only a few simple words. Long Shi is Brother Yun's daughter. For a brief moment, a deathly silence filled the hall. Then, what? A collective roar of shock exploded as every single person from the divine regents to the elders to the countless spectators let out unrestrained cries of disbelief. Eyes bulged wide, faces paled in shock, and even the strongest of cultivators momentarily lost their composure. The only person who remained unfazed was the abyssal monarch. Yet, beside him, even the high priests, the divine regents, and other powerful figures had shouted in shock, their disbelief just as genuine as the rest. For the high priests, this revelation struck them harder than expected. Though they had already been given some forewarning by the abyssal monarch, they had still assumed Yun Che's connection to Long Shi was no more than mere involvement. But this, to discover that he wasn't just connected to her but was actually her father. Yun Che Meng Jianyun was Long Zai's father. Yun Yun Che's daughter, brother Yuan, daughter, Yuan's daughter, quote. My granddaughter. A cacophony of shocked roars erupted from every corner of the hall, shaking the very foundations of the arena. Voices overlapped in sheer disbelief as one revelation after another crashed down upon them like a tidal wave. Many had already speculated about Yun Che's connection to the Dragon God clan, especially after witnessing his overwhelming draconic power in his battle against Long Huli. But this was beyond anything they could have imagined. By now, many had already pieced together the final, horrifying truth. The ancestral dragon god blood essence that Long Wangchu had proudly offered the very essence he had used to cultivate his strength. It had belonged to Long Shi. But if Long Shi was Yun Che's daughter, that meant the ancestral dragon clan had unknowingly offered Yun Che his own daughter's blood essence, his daughter's stolen lifeblood. No wonder he had erupted in uncontrollable fury. No wonder he had cast aside all restraint and revealed his terrifying abilities. No wonder he had mercilessly slaughtered the elder of the ancestral dragon clan. This wasn't just an act of rage. This was vengeance born from a betrayal so profound that it shattered all reason. Amidst the chaos, Long Wangchu stood frozen within the gathering of dragons. His thoughts whirled uncontrollably, memories flashing through his mind. That's why everything suddenly made sense. He had been struggling to understand why Yun Che, who had once been so easygoing, so amicable toward him, had suddenly turned into an unrelenting force of fury the moment he saw the dragon blood. Now, he finally understood. They had crossed lines that should never have been crossed. The sheer weight of their transgression hung over the room like an inescapable storm. Suffocating and absolute. I have a granddaughter. I have a granddaughter. Meng Kongchen's voice erupted with unrestrained joy, his booming laughter shaking the walls of the ancient hall. Na. Pure happiness surged from him like a tidal wave, drowning out the suffocating tension. But just as his laughter grew louder, a hand suddenly appeared out of nowhere, clamping over his mouth. Meng Kongchen blinked in surprise, only now realizing that the abyssal monarch had already signaled for silence. It was Hua Fuchen who had swiftly moved to silence him. Even though he had acted, his own eyes still held deep confusion, his gaze locked onto the unbelievable scene unfolding before him. By this time, the chaos had finally settled. Silence descended once more as order returned to the hall. Yet, for the ancestral dragon clan, silence did not bring relief. It brought a slow, creeping doom. Their fate was already sealed. They had betrayed the direct bloodline of the primordial Azure dragon god. They had offered a father his own daughter's stolen blood essence. There was no mercy for a sin of this magnitude. The punishment that awaited them was clear as day. And they all knew their future was no more. Whatever verdict was to be passed, it might as well be the extinction of their entire race. In another place, if they were forced into a life or death struggle, the dragons would have fought to their last breath, if not to win, then at least to preserve their dignity. But here, in the realm ruled by the abyssal monarch, their dignity had already been stripped away. It was not by battle but by the actions of their own lord. Now, they did not even have the right to bargain, nor did they have the power to resist. There was nothing left for them but to quietly await their fate. If death was their punishment, then so be it. At least, in their final moments, they could cling to whatever shattered remains of their pride still stood. Then, the abyssal monarch's voice rang out once more. Meng Jianyun, do you know where Long Zai's mother is? The question hung heavily in the air, more piercing than before. Yun Che remained silent for a moment, his expression unreadable. Finally, he answered, his voice low, laced with both longing and sorrow. I really do not know. She and I parted ways long, long ago. His words were honest, yet within that honesty lay an aching yearning, a feeling so deeply buried that it seemed to resurface against his will. He knew the abyssal monarch had given him face when he had chosen not to answer the first time. But this was the second time. There was no avoiding it. He had to answer. Yet, deep inside Yun Che's mind, a storm raged. Thoughts spun wildly, calculations forming and shattering as he scrambled to make sense of everything. He needed a plan, an explanation. The monarch might seem easygoing, but something about all of this felt wrong. Too coincidental, too controlled. A chill crept down Yun Che's spine. Was all of this truly fate? Or had everything that had happened been part of the monarch's plan all along? Everyone present could feel the deep love in Yun Che's voice. Even those who knew nothing of his past, nothing of his struggles, could hear the raw longing, the unspoken sorrow laced within his words. The weight of his emotions did not go unnoticed. But as the realization sank in, their shock kept multiplying until it reached a level beyond comprehension. It was one thing to learn that Long Zai's mother was a true god. It was another to realize that Long Shi herself was only around 90 years old and that Meng Jianyong was merely 113. Which meant that motherfucking Meng Jianyong actually laid with a true god when he was barely 20-something years old. This fucking ... This absolute lunatic. And not just any true god. The true god of the dragon race. The daughter of the primordial Azure dragon god himself. But as shocking as it was, this revelation carried an even greater implication. Everyone in the abyss had always believed that there were 12 true gods. 7 belonged to the divine kingdoms, and 5 were the ancient true gods who had survived from the ancient era. But now, with this revelation, that meant that a 13th true god was still out there somewhere. A true god from the dragon race. A true god that they had long forgotten. For the dragons, this truth was a death sentence in itself. Instead of feeling relief that a true god of their own race still existed, all they felt was despair. Because they had wronged her daughter. Because they had destroyed their own future with their own hands. Their sins would be irredeemable. You really don't know. The abyssal monarch's voice carried a trace of something indiscernible, perhaps curiosity, perhaps something deeper. I really do not know. Yun Che shook his head once more, his voice steady but tinged with sorrow. Back then, because of Master, she and I were forced to part ways. At the time, I didn't even know she was pregnant. It wasn't until I met Long Shi in the Abyss Qilin realm that I realized she was my and Shen Zai's daughter. He spoke honestly, his words carrying undeniable weight. The revelation settled over the hall like an unseen storm. His eyes, filled with sadness, reflected the emotions he could no longer suppress. Beside him, Hua Keli listened in silence. She did not show anger. She did not show displeasure. She simply listened, as if she had already accepted the truth. And in that moment, everything from the past clicked into place. Back then, in the Abyss Qilin realm, Yun Che had acted like he didn't recognize Long Shi. Now, they finally understood why. He truly hadn't known. But after Hua Keli and Hua Kangying left the Abyss Qilin realm, Yun Che and Long Shi must have recognized each other afterward. Everything lined up. I see. The abyssal monarch gave a small nod, his expression unreadable as his thoughts ran deep. Beside him, everyone else began piecing the truth together. They had heard the rumors. They had seen Meng Jianyuan's monstrous talent, a man who, despite only being at the Divine Master realm, had displayed strength that defied all reason. They had heard that a century ago, Meng Jianyong had disappeared. And that when he returned, he still kept the name Yun Che, a name given to him by his master. Now, it all made sense. If it was because of his master that he had been forced to part with Shen Shi, then given Yun Che's unwavering respect for his master, it was reasonable. Still, for a man like Yun Che, for someone who had achieved everything through sheer defiance of fate. How much had it torn him apart to know he had a daughter all along, and never even knew. Seeing that he wouldn't get any more information out of Yun Che, the Abyssal Monarch decided to let the matter rest for now. Had it not been for his need for Yun Che's power in his future plans, he would have pressed further. But for now, it wasn't worth the risk. Everything that had happened so far, from the moment Yun Che arrived in the Pure Land, every step he had taken, every revelation that had unfolded, had all been within the monarch's design. It had all been under his control. But from the way Yun Che had reacted, from the weariness beginning to show in his eyes, it was clear that Yun Che was starting to pick up on it. The Abyssal Monarch's gaze darkened, a flicker of thoughts passing through his mind. If it weren't for the heavenly treasures spirits, I would have been kept in the dark as well. Chapter 20, Chapter 2140, Unchanged Heart. The trajectory of his plans, everything that had led to this moment, all of it had started because of the heavenly treasure spirits. And Yun Che, his spiritual veins. Even now, just thinking about it made the monarch's expression shift imperceptibly. Back when he had first laid eyes on Yun Che's spiritual veins, he had been so utterly shocked that even with his millions of years of wisdom and experience, it had taken everything in him to not let his astonishment show. A spiritual vein resembling an endless starry sky, filled with infinite stars. It was something beyond comprehension. Was it possible? Could it be that his father, elder brother, the other creation gods, and the devil emperors, did they once possess such spiritual veins as well? The thought alone sent a chill down even his spine. A perfect divine essence was known to possess 10 stars, an achievement beyond the reach of most. For those who attained such perfection, it was enough to inherit the power of a being at the true God realm. But that only applied to the early stages of the true God realm. For most, this was the pinnacle of potential, a path that, at best, could guarantee ascension to true godhood. Yet, for someone like Yun Che, whose spiritual veins contained an infinite number of stars, becoming a true god wasn't just a possibility. It was an inevitability. And beyond that, perhaps, just perhaps, he could reach even higher. To many, even they, true gods of the divine kingdoms, the term, ancient true god, was believed to be nothing more than a title. A designation for those who had survived since the gods and devils era until the present day. But what they did not understand, what they had never truly grasped, was that it was not just a title. It was a ranking of power itself. The true gods of the divine kingdoms could never defeat even a single ancient true god of the Pure Land. Not because they lacked talent. Not because they were weak. But because they were simply not in the same realm of power. No matter how much they tried, no matter how much they cultivated, the gap between them was absolute. Divine true God was the first minor realm of true godhood, marking the moment when one achieved true divinity, officially ascending to become a true god. This ascension could be achieved in two ways. Naturally, by cultivating one's divine essence to its limit and breaking through the boundary of mortality. By inheritance, receiving the source power of a fallen true god, thus inheriting their divinity. These were the true gods of the divine kingdoms, powerful, but still within the first stage of true godhood. However, to become an ancient true god, one had to step beyond the limits of ordinary true divinity. Contents. Their spiritual veins had to accumulate a vast number of stars, forming a cosmic network within their divine essence. But that alone was not enough. Dark. A true ancient true god had to use those stars to create a world. A world that could sustain life, gather the fates of living beings, and receive their belief setting. It was through this process that they transcended mortality, achieving a form of everlasting existence. This was the reason why the ancient true gods of the Pure Land had survived till now. As long as the abyss existed, as long as life continued to thrive within it, the ancient true gods could not die. Their very existence was interwoven with the fate of the abyss itself. But the cost of such power was sacrifice. During the Great Catastrophe, the beginning of today's abyss, Countless true gods and true devils had offered up their divine power to create a land for the living. In doing so, they weakened themselves, making them vulnerable to the abyss corrosion, the very force that had devoured all things. Many of them perished, unable to withstand the encroaching darkness. But their sacrifice was not in vain. Because of them, the ancient true gods of today still live on. They had endured, tethered to the abyss itself, their existence inseparable from the world they had helped create. Above the ancient true gods, there existed only two realms, the creation gods and the devil emperors. These two were one and the same in terms of power, yet fundamentally different in nature. The abyssal monarch, Mosu, had spent countless years striving to break through into that realm. But no matter how much he tried, no matter how close he came, there was an invisible line that barred his path. A boundary. Thin as it seemed, it was an insurmountable chasm. A threshold that no one, not even him, had been able to cross. But now, with the arrival of Meng Jianyong, he saw a way forward. He saw the key to that forbidden realm. If Yunche truly was Meng Kongchen's son, then Mosu was certain. Given Meng Jianyuan's unshakable devotion to his master, given Meng Jianyong's willingness to sacrifice and reveals everything for his daughter. If one day, Yunche were to surpass all limits and reach a higher realm, then Mosu was certain he could still make Yunche kneel before him. After all, the power source that Meng Kongchen had inherited was power that Mosu himself had created. As long as Yunche loved Hua Keli, as long as he still held attachment to his family, he could be controlled. This was Mosu's plan. To manipulate, to exploit, to bend fate itself to his will. For her he would do anything. For his true goal, he would stop at nothing. He would use everything, everyone, every possible leverage to ascend. But unfortunately for him, even with his unfathomable wisdom, even with the knowledge of the heavenly treasure spirits, there were still things beyond his sight. Things that even he did not know. Alright then, I'll put that matter aside. Clearing his thoughts, the abyssal monarch spoke with finality before shifting his gaze toward Hua Keli, who remained seated beside Yunche. Though he had already received reports, though he had even secretly used the heavenly treasure's power to spy on everything, he still turned his attention to her. He knew why Hua Keli bore no grudge against Long Shi. After all, it wasn't truly Long Shi herself who had gone berserk. The real cause was the abyssal core that had fused onto Long Zai's scarred face. Little Keli, you should already know that it wasn't Long Shi who attacked you that day, right? The monarch's voice was calm, yet it carried a weight that instantly silenced the hall. Hua Keli nodded gently. Yes, Your Majesty. Her tone was unwavering, her expression composed. It wasn't Long Shi who injured me that day. What? Huh? A deafening explosion of voices followed her words. Today had already been one shock after another, but this shattered all expectations. Everyone who had witnessed the battle that day had seen it with their own eyes. Long Shi had been the one fighting Hua Keli. Why, then, would the monarch himself claim otherwise? And even more baffling, why would Hua Keli agree with him? What the hell was going on? At that moment, the chief priest, who had remained silent until now, finally spoke. The abyssal core. It was the abyssal core embedded in Long Zai's face. His words cut through the confusion like a blade. It spread abyssal dust through her body, but what we did not expect was that it had already developed a weak consciousness. A hushed silence overtook the room. For a brief moment, the abyssal core took control of Long Zai's body. And because the abyssal core embodies only destruction, pure, absolute destruction, it unleashed its power without restraint. That is why, in just a single instant, it nearly killed Hua Keli. The revelation left the room stunned beyond words. What they had assumed to be a fight between two divine daughters had actually been the influence of an abyssal power beyond mortal control. Long Shi had never truly meant to kill Hua Keli. She had simply lost control. Another priest stepped forward, his voice grave. For now, we have erased the weak consciousness from the abyssal core. However, there is no guarantee that it will not return in the future. After all, none of us, not even the monarch, possess the ability to control the abyssal dust like certain someone does. His words carried a heavy implication. They had merely suppressed it. It was not truly gone. And if it returned, long she could lose herself again. But as those thoughts raced through their minds, another realization erupted like a thunderclap. The priest had just acknowledged the fog monarch. He had openly admitted that the fog monarch had the ability to control the abyssal dust. For everyone present, whether they were divine sons, divine daughters, powerful elders, or even the gods themselves, this admission was earth-shattering. Throughout the countless years they had lived, they had all witnessed the same tragedy time and time again. Many of their friends, family members, subordinates, and even respected figures had fallen victim to the erosion of abyssal dust. Because once the abyssal dust invaded the body, there was no power in existence capable of purging it. Not the divine kingdoms, not the pure land, not even the abyssal monarch himself. Yet, the fog monarch alone had proven capable of controlling the abyssal dust, had risen from obscurity to become one of the most powerful and feared beings in the world. At first, when rumors spread of his existence, many had dismissed it as a joke. But as time passed, and as more undeniable evidence surfaced, the world had no choice but to acknowledge the truth. Even the Pure Land itself had once dispatched their Knight Commander to capture him, and failed. That alone had elevated the fog monarch to the level of a true god in terms of threat, and his ability to command the abyssal beasts of the fog sea. Just the thought of it sent chills down everyone's spine. At that moment, as soon as the fog monarch was mentioned, one figure in particular reacted immediately. Pan Bhuvan. His hands tightened into fists, his entire body tensing as thoughts flashed through his mind. He still remembered his master's words. He still remembered what the fog monarch had told him. And now, hearing his master's name openly acknowledged by the priests of the Pure Land. At the time, when Long Shi attacked this junior, I was unfortunately distracted for a brief moment during the battle. Hua Keli's voice was calm yet unwavering as she spoke, her gaze steady. It was because of Long Zai's words before she lost control. For that, I wholeheartedly apologize for causing father, auntie, and everyone to worry. Her words carried genuine remorse, yet there was no hesitation in them. Then, as she turned, her eyes fell upon Yun Che, the father of the very person who had gravely injured her. Yet, in those clear, bright eyes, there was no resentment, no anger, no hatred. I know brother Yun may have secrets here and there. Her voice was gentle, yet it reached straight into his very soul. But my heart remains the same. I will love Long Shi as if she were my own. If you promise to never keep a secret like this from me again. The moment she spoke those words, Yun Che felt his entire body tremble. His hand shook slightly, unable to suppress the emotions crashing within him. His heart was already in turmoil, but now, it was something beyond that. He could already piece together what must have happened. Long Shi must have accidentally revealed that he was her father during the battle. That moment of realization had caused Hua Keli to falter, even if only for a split second. And that brief hesitation had nearly turned their battle into tragedy. He had expected resentment. He had expected anger, even hatred. He had prepared himself for the worst. For her to turn away from him. For her to question everything between them. Especially after he had once told her she was his first woman. The weight of that lie should have shattered everything between them. But instead, she stood before him, eyes filled with the same unwavering love as before. No, not the same. As Yun Che looked deeper into her eyes, he felt his heart tighten. There was something more, something different. The light in her eyes. It was brighter, like a sky filled with endless stars. A brilliance that seemed to draw in his very soul. Just what happened to her while she was unconscious? Yun Che could not understand it. But what he did understand was one thing. Even now, even knowing everything, She still loved him, just as deeply, perhaps even more. As everyone listened to Hua Keli's words, the pieces finally fell into place. It all made sense now. That day during the battle, the two must have been exchanging words in secret words that no one else had heard. And at some point in their exchange, Long Shi must have revealed the truth that she was Meng Jianyuan's daughter. That single revelation had caused Hua Keli to momentarily lose focus. And in that exact moment, the weak consciousness of the Abyssal Core had seized control of Long Shi. What followed was not Long Zai's own will, but the Abyssal Core unleashing her full strength in an instant. It was that attack that had nearly killed Hua Keli. No wonder the high priests had remained silent until now. No wonder they had recognized from the very beginning that Long Shi wasn't truly at fault. That was why, even when Hua Fachan and Hua Kengying had been blinded by rage, the high priests had refused to allow them to harm Long Shi. They had known the truth all along. And now, everything had finally come to light. I promise not to lie to you again. Yun Che nodded, his voice steady as he met Hua Keli's gaze. His eyes were filled with sincerity. But deep inside within the depths of his soul a pain only he and Li Suo could sense trembled like an unbearable weight. He had already figured it out that the moment he stepped into the Pure Land, his connection to Long Shi had been exposed from the very beginning. Their auras were too similar. The Abyssal Monarch must have realized this immediately, and then used that knowledge to orchestrate everything that had happened until now. From the very first moment, this had all been within the monarch's plans. But at the very least, his most important secret remained safe. For now. Yun Che let out a slow breath before pulling Hua Keli closer, holding her gently in his arms. I'm sorry. His voice never rose above a whisper. And yet, in that moment, those two words echoed deep within his soul. A silent confession that would never reach beyond that. Whether it was Meng Kongchen, the people of Dreamweaver Divine Kingdom, or Hua Fachan and Hua Kengying from Heaven Breaker Divine Kingdom. Whether it was the other divine kingdoms, the elders, the spectators, everyone could feel it. Hua Keli's love for Meng Jianyuan was genuine and unchanged. And Meng Jianyuan's words and actions proved that he truly loved her as well. Whatever they still needed to discuss, it was something only the two of them could resolve. No one would interfere. But just as the atmosphere seemed to settle, the Abyssal Monarch's gaze shifted. His cold eyes turned toward the dragons. A single glance. That was all it took for every dragon present to tense up. The weight of inevitable judgment bore down on them like a mountain of fate. They knew. They had known from the moment this trial began. They would not escape their fate today. You should all know your sins. The Abyssal Monarch's gaze bore down on the dragons, his voice like an undeniable decree. Yes, Your Majesty. The dragons lowered their heads, their voices unified in submission. Even the Dragon Lord, whose injuries had barely begun to stabilize, forced himself to kneel just like the others. No matter their status, no matter their strength, at this moment they were nothing before the monarch's judgment. Then, to everyone's shock, the monarch's gaze shifted to Yun Che. Meng Jianyun, you should already understand everything that has happened. I would like you to pass judgment on them. Silence. Utter silence. The hall felt as if it had lost all air, as if time itself had frozen. The monarch had just given Yun Che the right to punish the dragons. I know that they have wronged your daughter. So it is only right that you decide their fate. The moment those words fell, gasps and murmurs erupted across the hall. Everyone sucked in cold air, their minds struggling to process what they had just heard. This was the Abyssal Monarch, the absolute ruler of the abyss. His word was law. Why would he of all people pass judgment to someone else? Why would he allow another to decide the fate of an entire race? There was only one possible answer. Meng Jianyun was truly valued by the monarch, to an extent beyond imagination. But at the same time, it also felt right. Long Zai's mother Meng Jianyuan's woman was the true ancestor of the dragon race. And yet, her own descendants had betrayed her daughter. As the man who carried dragon legacy, is the one who possessed the strongest dragon bloodline and soul among them. It was only right that he be the one to pass judgment. And so, every eye in the room slowly turned to Yoon Che. His fate, his choice, would now decide the destiny of the entire ancestral dragon clan.